Let's look at the example, right? First, try to understand the situation. Now we are going to explain you, I'm going to explain you the hedging transaction and its benefit when comparing with the forward transaction. Okay, right. Now suppose that there is a company called some Pespicola company, right? This is example appearing in your textbook also. Please refer for the more details, right? And this has some payment to pay in within 90 days, that means 3 months time period. So that particular importer has to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 to some trader, right? Now these are some product, aluminium product, right? I don't worry about the production, only thing that one party has to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 to the another party within 90 days time period, right? Now you are given some important information relating to this transaction happening day, right? The spot rate, you are getting it as a Canadian dollar. One of the per Canadian dollar you have to pay dollar 0.9422, right? And 31, you know, this is buying and selling rate, right? Now you are familiar with this exchange rate quotations, right? You have to buy, you have to, your buying rate is here, this is a bank buying rate and this is a bank selling rate. If you are going to buy it, you have to pay this amount, right? If you are going to sell it, you have to receive this amount, right? With the perspective of the bank, this is a bank buying rate and this is a bank selling rate. With the perspective of the trader, this is your buying rate and this is your selling rate, right? And the forward rate is also given, right? For the Canadian dollar, forward rate is also for dollar 0.9440 into 0.9461, right? Then you know the 4-digit exchange rate quotation very well, right? Then the Canadian dollar 90 days interest rate also given. I mean, if you are taking loan from the Canadian market, right, that for the 3 months period, so annual interest rate is 4.71 and 4.64, right? Why there are two rates? Because the first rate is a borrowing rate and second one is a lending rate. Okay, once we are going to borrow with something from the bank, this is the banking borrowing rate. If you are going to deposit something, this is the bank saving rate, right? Now you are familiar with those terms as a student who are following in financial management also, right? This is the bank borrowing rate and this is the bank deposit rate, saving rate. Then the US dollar denominated interest rate for the 3 months time period, and you are given the annual per annum interest rate. For the borrowing rate, it is 5.50, and for the saving rate or lending rate, it is 5.35. Normally, we know that when we try to borrow something from the bank, that borrowing rate or loan rate is higher than our deposited rates. Now, the same scenario happening in here, right? Now, this is the situation. Now, I believe you can understand the situation. Now, a trader has to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 at the end of 3 months time period. Now, as information, you are enriched with spot rate, forward rate, interest rate with interest rate in Canadian market as well as US market. Okay, right. Then, assuming that this person is going for a forward transaction, assuming that this person is going for a forward transaction, right? And he is going to settle that Canadian dollar 4,000 at the end of 3 months time period. Then how much he has to pay based on the forward rate? Based on the forward rate, how much he has to pay? Right? Now remember, you have to consider about this rate, right? Because that is your buying rate. And in terms of bank selling rate. Then for the payment, in order to make dollar 4,000 Canadian dollar 4,000, as a US dollar, the trader has to pay US dollar 3,784. How we are getting that amount? 0.9461, that is your forward rate. That is a trader forward buying rate in terms of into the 4,000, right? Then buy forward Canadian dollar at the ask rate. That is our ask rate in here, right? Okay, so that is a cost of total transaction for the trader if we wish to go with forward market hedge, or if we try to minimize his foreign exchange risk with the forward market transaction. right? We can call it as a forward market hedge. Okay, right. Now let's see about what happened if the person is going with money market hedge. Actually, this is our hedging transaction. Right? We can go with the forward market hedge. That means you, as usual, you can enter into the forward market contract. Right? If the trader is going to forward market contract at the end of the 3 months, he has to buy $3,784. Sorry, he has to pay $3,784 to buy 4,000 Canadian dollar. Then he make the settlement and complete the transaction. Right? Instead of going the forward market transaction, people can go with money market hedge. That means they can enter into the hedging agreement. Right? Now let's see what is this hedging in here. Okay. Now US dollar, that borrower, that means our trader who are importing goods, can borrow US dollar at 5.5% annualized, that means annual rate for 90 days. Right? Now let's go back to our first slide. Now, if he borrow at US dollar terms loan, then he has to pay the interest rate of 5.5% per annum. Right? Then you know how to calculate for the 3 months interest rate. Right? Then for the 3 months, he has to pay 1.375% for his borrowing amount. Right? Then he borrowed US dollar amount equaling to the Canadian dollar 4,000. Right? Now, assuming that he borrowed at today, right? Let's see what is the spot exchange rate. So, spot exchange rate is $0.9431. That is our ask rate, right? That is a bank selling rate to the dollars. Okay. Then moving on. Then how much the dollar he has to pay? Right? This is the exchange rate then for 0.9431. Right? That is the spot rate at the moment that the trader borrowing US dollar. Right? Then he has to take that 4,000 Canadian dollar to settle the transaction. Therefore, he has to take that US dollar value similar to the Canadian dollar 4,000. Right? Then how much he has to get? How much he has to get? Right? So you have to calculate. Right? You have to calculate because the spot rate is this much. Right? And he has to take it Canadian dollar. He has to settle Canadian dollar 4,000. Right? At the end of 3 months. Okay. Now, moving on the one step forward, let's see. He can invest that amount what he borrowed from the bank, right? He converted that US dollar into Canadian dollar and invest them into the Canadian dollar investment opportunity. Right? For the Canadian dollar investment opportunity, that he will receive 4.6% interest per annum. That means per 3 months it will be 1.16. Right? It might be 1.16. Okay. Then you can calculate its actual interest rate. That means its actual interest payment received after 3 months for his Canadian dollar investment. Right? Now here we can see, since the particular company needs Canadian dollar 4,000 in 90 days and will earn interest equal to 1.16, then you know at the end of 3 months he can exactly receive 1.16% interest rate. Right? Then 1.16, it must invest the present value of this sum or Canadian dollar 3,954. How we are calculating this 3,954? Because we have to settle this 4,000 at the end of 3 months. That means at the end of 3 months, that person need to have 4,000 Canadian dollars in his hand. In order to take Canadian dollar 4,000 in his hand, right? What is the amount that he need to invest into the Canadian investment at the rate of 1.16%. At the rate of 1.16% interest rate. right? So that is equal Canadian dollar 3,954. Right? 4,000 divided by 1.1.0.0116. So this is your principal amount, right? So you will receive plus this investment, right? Your investment plus interest rate need to be equalized to Canadian dollar 4,000, right? Therefore, you need to invest Canadian dollar 3,954 into the Canadian investment in order to make that Canadian dollar 4,000 settlement, 4,000 payment at the end of 3 months, right? Therefore, you have to invest this amount. If you want to invest this much of amount, how much dollar you need to take as your dollar borrowing? Then the sum is equivalent to US dollar 3,729 converted at the spot exchange rate. Right? Now, this scenario getting clear. Okay. Now, here I just mentioned you to, we are taking US dollar 4,000, but that is not the actual amount. Actually, what is the amount you are borrowing from the bank? You are borrowing from the bank is US dollar 3,729. I believe you understand it, right? I will explain it again in a very simple way, right? Now we know the scenario that after 3 months time period, trader has to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 to the Canadian marketer or Canadian business person, right? Then you are getting information regarding the spot rate, forward rate, and interest rate in Canadian dollar investments as well as, sorry, Canadian market as well as USA market, right? Now, previous slide we discussed about if this trader going with the forward contract, what is its total cost of forwarding? What is its total cost of forward transaction, right? Then we understand that it is the cost of, here I go back it and make it understand to you, right? So we understand that the cost of US dollar 3,784. That is because of the forward transaction, right? So instead of going with that forward transaction, people can go with this kind of transaction we call money market hedge. So under the money market hedge, what we are doing is one trader can borrow from its market and converted that borrowed amount into the specific currency which we are going to settle our transaction, right? Then that converted currency we can deposit into the specific currency account and earn interest, right? When the interest payment getting matured, what you can do is you can set off that transaction. You can set off that specific transaction. Now, in here, what is the scenario? We can understand it here again. Okay. Now we have to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 after end of the 3 months. Right? If you want to pay 4,000 Canadian dollar at the end of the 3 months, now this trader can do is he can borrow something from his bank as a dollar denominator and then convert it into the Canadian dollar denominators. Then Canadian dollar denominators can invest into the Canadian investment opportunity. When the investment getting matured, he can set off that investment money. Sorry, he can take that investment money and set off his Canadian dollar 4,000 transaction. Okay. Now, so ultimate amount that the trader need to have in his mind is, in his hand is Canadian dollar 4,000. Okay. Now, if you want to get Canadian dollar 4,000 at the end, right? If you try to invest that amount into the Canadian dollar investment, right? Canadian dollar investment, right? Now we know if we invest into the Canadian dollar investment, we receive 1.16% interest for the 3 months time period, because the interest rate for the Canadian dollar is 4.64% per annum, and for the 3 months it is 1.16, right? It is 1.16, right? Then what we can do is, this person can invest some amount of Canadian dollar. At the end of the investment time period, it need to be equalized to Canadian dollar 4,000. Right? Since we know that we are receiving interest payment of 1.16% after 3 months time period, what is the amount we need to invest into the Canadian dollar investment at the end of the 3 months if we want to receive Canadian dollar 4,000? The simple thing is 4,000 you need to divide it by this amount of interest payment. That means you know that principal amount plus interest payment need to be equalized to Canadian dollar 4,000. Right? Then we need to find out what is our principal amount that we need to invest into the Canadian dollar investment. So that investment we are getting as equal Canadian dollar 3,954. Right? Please make the calculation and see the answers are correct. Then, in order to get the Canadian dollar 3,954, this trader has to borrow some amount of US dollar from his bank at the rate of 5.5% per annum. Right? This person, now this is your end result. Now this is your investment amount. In order to invest this money, now trader need to borrow, equalize this amount from his bank in terms of US dollar. Right? Now, in terms, equalized to Canadian dollar 3,954, that trader has to borrow US dollar 3,729 from his bank at the rate of 1.375% per 3 months time period. Right? Then how we calculate this amount? How we calculate this? 3,954 we have to multiply by 0.9431, that is the spot exchange rate between US dollar and Canadian dollar. Okay, so at the end of the 90 days borrowing rate, right? So this person has to pay this amount. How? Now he borrowing 29 US dollar from the bank, and when we are calculating the interest rate at the end of the 3 months, now this person, that the person who borrowed US dollar loan has to pay US dollar 3,780 as his interest payment. Sorry, as to set off his US dollar loan, right? Then the hedging cost should be payable using the money market hedges. Therefore, his hedging cost is $3,780 per make the settlement of Canadian dollar 4,000. Am I clear to you? I believe I'm clear, right? Now, in order to get the Canadian dollar 4,000, he invests Canadian dollar 3,954 into the Canadian dollar investment. How we make that investment? In order to make that investment, he borrowed US dollar 3,729 from his bank at the rate of 1.375. Right? එතකොට යා Canadian dollar 4,000 ගෙවන්න ඕනේ මාස 3ක් අවසානයේ. Canadian dollar 4,000 ගෙවන්න නම් එයා යම්කිසි ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එකක් කරනවා නම් Canadian denominators වල එයා ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ Canadian dollar 3,954. right? එතකොට Canadian dollar 3,954ක් ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න නම් එයාට ගන්න වෙනවා බැංකුවෙන් ලෝන් එක in terms of US dollar වලින්. එහෙමනම් එයා ගන්නවා ලෝන් එක US dollar 3,729. Right? After he getting this loan, at the end of the 3 months time period, he need to set off that loan. Then what is the total amount that he going to set off his loan? For the 3,729 plus its interest payment. Then altogether he has to pay US dollar 3,780. So that is we call hedging cost. That is we call hedging cost. Right? Now allow me to go back to our previous example, previous calculation of the hedging cost of forward market transaction. What we are getting? We are total hedging cost of forward market transaction is US dollar 3,784. What that means? if we are going to make that transaction by using hedging contract, that trader has to pay US dollar 3,784. Instead of going for the forward transaction, if the person is going with the money market hedging, right, money market hedging, so he can set off this Canadian dollar 4,000 at the cost of US dollar 3,780. Then what is his saving? For the saving for the hedging transaction is $4. Why? For the forward market transaction, total cost of hedging is 3,784. For the money market hedging, it is 3,780. Then he ended up with $4 profit because of going with the hedging, money market hedging transaction. Right? This is one sort of hedging transaction. Actually, what we are doing in here, if I get the whiteboard, right? Actually, what we are doing in here is, now see, this is our trader. Sorry, this is our trader. Now, assuming that this is you. Now, you are supposed to pay amount of Canadian dollar 4,000. You are supposed to pay Canadian dollar 4,000 at the end of 3 months. Right? At the end of 3 months. Right? In here, what we are doing as hedging is, now we don't know what will happen to the spot exchange rate after the 3 months. So, what you are doing is, right? What you are doing is, you try to make some two-way transaction. Right? Now, you try to make some two-way transaction. What you do is, you try to invest, right? You try to invest Canadian dollar denominators. You try to invest Canadian dollar denominators, right? For the 3 months time period, right? For the 3 months time period. At the end of the 3 months time period, you are expecting Canadian dollar 4,000 rupees, 4,000 as a total amount. So what is this total amount? Actually, total amount means your principal amount, right? That is your principal investment amount plus your interest payment, right? Now we know that for this amount of the investment in the US dollar, you are paying 1.16% of interest payment. So this is your interest payment, right? Sorry, this is your interest payment bill, right? Then we don't know how much we need to invest, right? How much we need to invest in order to get 1.1% of interest rate, right? At the end of, you need to get total of Canadian dollar 4,000. Then based on our example, we identify that you have to get Canadian dollar, how much we are getting? Canadian dollar 3,900, Canadian dollar 3,954 or something, right? 3,954. You have to invest into the Canadian investment in order to get in 4,000 Canadian dollar at the end of 3 months. Now, this is your investment amount. In order to invest Canadian dollar 3,954, now you need to borrow. Now you need to borrow. You are borrowing in terms of dollar, right? So how much you need to borrow in terms of dollar, right? How much you need to borrow in terms of dollar, that amount need to be equalized with this amount, right? That amount you need to be equalized with this amount. Therefore, we understand that it has US dollar 3,729. Okay, it has US dollar 3,729. So ultimately what we are doing is, in order to set off your Canadian dollar 4,000 transaction, first you are borrowing US dollar 3,729 at the rate of I'm not sure, 1.6 or something. 1.235. My rules. It's completely vanished. Sorry for that mistake. Okay, right. I draw it very quickly. Here is you, and this is your trader, right? And sorry, we can't do it. Yes, it's coming back. Sorry. Now here it is 1.375. Right, say 1.37, right, 37%, right? Then you are taking the loan from the bank in terms of US dollar 3,729 at the rate of 1.75%, right? Then at the end of the 3 months, you need to set off this transaction, right? You need to set off this your loan amount. Then you will get the total amount as $3,000. Let's move into the slide and see $3,780. Okay, $3,780. Right? Now this is your total money market hedging cost. Right? On the other hand, this person can go with the forward market hedging. Forward market hedging. So under the forward market hedging, what is the total cost we calculated? So in order to buy Canadian dollar 4,000, that person has to pay dollar to 3,784, right? So the difference between the forward market hedging and forward market hedging is, now you can see, you can save $4 per your transaction if you go along with the money market hedging. Okay, so that is what we call hedging transaction, right? This is one type of hedging transaction, right? You ended up with, for the example I show you the previous example as the Sri Lankan hedging transaction. That is another type of hedging, right? Now here hedging means you are borrowing and you investing and then you set off your borrowing. That become your hedging cost. Okay. So that is the meaning of money market hedging. Okay, right. Then what is the benefit of hedging? So company can benefit from the hedging technique only to the extent that it can forecast future exchange rate more accurately than the general market. So here you need to very carefully study the foreign exchange rate fluctuations, right? And you need to have some kind of accurate forecasting of future exchange rate changes. Right now, for an example, if the company has a foreign currency cash inflows, it would hedge only if the forward rate exceed its estimated of the future spot rate. Right now, if you are expecting to some cash flows in future, right, and you want to convert it into another currency, you have to be very specific with your hedging transaction, and you have to look at the forward rate, right, and find out your hedging transaction need to be exceed that forward rate transaction benefit. Right? Hedging transaction benefit need to be exceed that forward rate transaction benefit. Otherwise, you ended up with losses. Conversely, the foreign currency cash outflow, if you are making the outflows, like our example, it would hedge only if the forward rate was below its estimated future spot rate. Okay, so therefore we have to be very careful with the hedging transaction. That's why normally people are doing hedging with the bank, right? Because the bank make the forecasting more accurate than the person what we are doing ourselves, right? So you can borrow, you can invest, then you can set off your transaction, right? So I believe you are understanding with the hedging transaction. Okay. Right. For the last moment, I told you that at the beginning, we are not focusing on other type of transaction. In here, we only focusing on transaction risk. Other type of risk, here we focusing on transaction risk. Right. For your textbook, you can refer the managing of other type of risk called translation risk, economic risk, etc. Right. So firm has for example, for the managing translation risk, the organization can use three types of method, right? They can use adjusting fund flows, entering into the forward contract, what we discuss as usual, and exposure netting, right? So please refer your textbook and find out this more additional detail regarding the way of managing translation risk. Okay, so that is the discussion based on how we are going to manage our foreign exchange risk, specifically transaction risk. Now you know how we are going to face with hedging transactions. Okay, so that's the main technique of managing hedging, managing foreign exchange risk.